Hello everyone, it is Vash from Geeks of the Web here again with you today, bringing you a new update on some comic book reviews. Normally I would be trying to do this on a Thursday actually, because like I said, Mondays are usually my days where I can't do any videos, Sundays, Wednesdays, because the fact is we do other stuff. So it's usually really hard for me to, but luckily my daughter is off for Columbus Day, so I have to be off for Columbus Day, so that way, someone can watch it and I don't have to pay a ton of money for it. So Thursdays normally when I'll do some comic reviews, but I'm going to do one today because I don't know when I'm going to catch up on my comic books. I am kind of slowly catching up on all of it. So for now, we're just going to do one today. And starting with that, we're actually going to do the Rebirth story, and we're actually going to do Batman Beyond Rebirth. With the Rebirth storyline, this is kind of a reboot. DC will not call it a reboot, they're calling it a rebirth. For whatever reason, basically just a retelling of the stories, I guess you could say, or a new twist on them. Now, I haven't read Batman Beyond, the comic books. I'll be honest, I never got to pick it up when they were coming out. I really wasn't big into DC. And then they brought out Future's End, which was a story about Batman Beyond. Well, not Batman Beyond, but Terry McGinnis and what was going on in the future with the future superheroes. With that being said, he was sent to the past to help try to stop the whole Future's End storyline from happening. In the end, Terry McGinnis, who was the original Batman Beyond, died. And Tim Drake ended up taking up the mantle and went to the future. What happened there, how he stayed there, how he came back, I don't know. I didn't read it all, and that's the most I know about the Future's End storyline. But now, with this one, since it is a rebirth, it is a retelling of Terry McGinnis' origins a little bit. How he became Batman, how he met Bruce Wayne, how they started out basically. And that's a good thing because, like I said, I haven't read it. Batman Beyond came out, 9-10 years ago, I believe, as a cartoon. It started off as a cartoon. It was never a comic originally. It was a made-for Cartoon Network TV show that lasted about 4 seasons, and that was it. From there, it became a comic book. It was so popular, and DC decided to capitalize on it, of course, like everything. And, you want to make money, and it was making them money. Now, he's back as Batman in Neo Gotham, they call it, 25 years later. I can't remember the exact years. And it tells what's going on with Barbara Gordon, Dick Grayson. It kind of touches on everybody where they're at after 25 years. From there, we don't really see much of Bruce Wayne, though. Now, the original Batman Beyond, Terry did have Bruce Wayne as a mentor, kind of as his Alfred, someone whispering in his ear, telling him what to do, how to do it, basically teach him the ropes. Well, Bruce is gone. Now, they have commented that Bruce is gone. With that being said, I don't know if he is dead, missing, what? But he's not there. Because like I said, I've never read the original Batman Beyond storylines. I don't know what happened with Future's End because I didn't read that whole storyline with that. So I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with it, to be honest. Now, with that being said, there is no Bruce Wayne in the story at all. He's mentioned, like I said previously, he's mentioned the flashback part of it, and he's talked about that he's not there. What's happening to him? Who knows? I don't know. Like I said, maybe someone who's read Batman Beyond will say what happened to Bruce Wayne, or read Future's End will say, but I don't. But I'm starting with the Rebirth storylines because I do like DC, and be honest, DC, you guys have had so many storylines and stuff going on, and everything changing with the New 52. Was it the New 52, Forever Evil, Future's End being another storyline? You guys have so many big storylines. It always changes the characters up. Like I used to love Superboy Prime. I lost track after Superboy Prime broke away from the 70 Green Lanterns watching him and joined the Yellow Lantern Corps. I lost track of all it because there was just so much going on in that universe with DC. But they have tons, and I mean tons, of people to go to, villains, heroes, everything. So I recommend picking up the book. It is really good. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's good. Now, what's keeping it from being great is the fact that you don't know everything yet. But again, it is issue 1. Issue 2 and 3 might talk about it, and then we will know where Bruce Wayne is, what's going on with him. The ending was really, really good. I don't want to spoil anything, but I recommend picking up that book. With that being said, there was, like I said, the Forever Evil storyline. With Forever Evil, it brought out the villains being heroes. And with that, we actually got Deathstroke. He had, I believe, an 18-issue run before this. This is his rebirth. Now, I'm still finishing up that the 17, 18 issue run. I'm 2 issues behind. I'm about to finish it. But I was like, you know what? It's a Rebirth. Let me check it out. So number 1, new storyline, new thing going on. With Rebirth, Slade Wilson, who is Deathstroke, the Terminator, he is old again. And the other storyline, like I said, the 17 to 18 issue miniseries, I say miniseries because it's over already. He was a young man. He got turned young again after being dipped into the Lazarus pits, I believe, and made him young. The whole long story. It was actually really good. You might want to read it if y'all can. But start with Rebirth. Rebirth is going to go back to our old Wade Wilson. I'm sorry, Slade Wilson, not Wade. Slade. He's going to go back to Slade's origins. He's an old man. He's old. He's always been old up until recently. He was missing his right eye. Yeah. So he's missing his eye again. It tells his origins finally. Well, not finally, because if you read the comics back 30 years ago, roughly, I could be off on my years. It could be 20, no, about 30, probably about 20, 30. You got his origin story when he was younger, how he was basically Captain Rogers. We're going to go see Captain Steve Rogers. We're going to kind of deep into Marvel a little bit. Super Soldier Serum. We need to remake it. We need to make the Super Soldier someone the best of the best. Wade is highly trained from the military. I believe he was a Green Beret. Or some type of special ops. He was also selected for that program to be a super soldier, as you could say. He has super fast healing. It's not as fast as Wolverine's or as good as Wolverine's, but he can heal from almost anything. He also has a sharper mind and sharper reflexes, and he has enhanced strength. Now, I don't believe it is super strength, so against someone who is actually like the Hulk or Spider-Man or the Thing, anyone who has like truly super strength, I don't think he can beat, but enhanced strength, he's stronger than a normal human, I believe. But his reflexes are also a lot quicker than a normal human's, and his brain processes everything a lot faster than a normal human's, making him the perfect killing machine, hence the nickname the Terminator. Excuse me. I was talking a lot all this weekend at Game Expo. Again, thank you guys for letting us come out there and just be out there with meeting new people and everything. So with the Rebirth storyline, again, we're getting the origin of Wade Wilson. Slade, not Wade. As you can tell, Marvel completely ripped off the character and made Wade. But anyway, Slade, I'm just going to say Deathstroke from this point forward, guys. So Deathstroke, you get his origins again. He has kids. He's always had kids. Now he has 2 boys, though. He used to be a boy and a daughter. So he used to have a boy and a girl. Now it's just 2 boys he has. And it explained a storyline that happened with them when they were younger. So you get a young version of Slade, how he was with his wife and his kids, and it touches on that a little bit. And I think the reason they do that is to show that he is still human. He is not just a mercenary, because that was the original Deathstroke. He was just a mercenary. He was a gun for hire. He went, he killed you, he got his money and went home. I think they're trying to make him more of a rounded character, especially after that miniseries. He was more rounded. He was younger, and he had his kids. He was worried about his kids. This one explains his human side now. Now that we're doing Rebirth, we get to see it from the start. Him having that I have a family mentality. I love somebody mentality. He did have a wife 20, 30 years ago again. Don't know what happened there. Wasn't reading at the time. But now I'm trying to catch back up on him. Now we get that he has 2 kids. We see what's going on with them. He has his present day going on. His present day, he's still a mercenary. He's hired to kill the Clock King. And he goes and sees the Clock King. After an encounter with him, he goes back to go kill somebody else. Now, the reason I comment on that is because these 2 men that were escorting him to go kill the Clock King knew they were going to die if Deathstroke kills the Clock King. In the end, Deathstroke asks him for the money in their pockets. They hand it to him. And he tells them, you paid me to not protect you. That's showing his human side. He cares. He has kids. These guys that were the mercenaries were like, we have kids. We don't want to die kind of thing. My kids are going to die. He does want to protect them. He wants to help them. But he is not a hero. And I think that's where they're trying to touch on why he said, give me your money. Because he wanted to be paid still to do his job. So he can still say, well, it was a job, not because I have a good heart. He's trying to hide that. I like that they're doing that. I'm not going to spoil the ending of that one either. I do recommend it. And now, the comic books I want to just touch on. We are reading Spider-Man, Silk, Spider-Gwen, Deadpool, Guardians of the Galaxy, Nova, shoot, who else are we reading? I don't know, we're reading a few other ones. She reads some Star Wars ones that she'll be able to talk about later. But once we get a little more on a set schedule, which, like I said, we are hopefully next week, everything will be on the correct path. We'll go ahead and do that. You'll have a nice little video with us talking about each comic. Hopefully, she'll be here with me next time, and we can talk about it. She's gonna try to catch up on hers as well. But for today, 2 comics, about 10 minutes. Hopefully, don't waste a lot of your time. Go enjoy DC's comics. Enjoy the Rebirth storyline for what it is, which is a reboot, a retelling of everything that's happened and where everyone's going today. I recommend it. Do it. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe below. Comment below. Say hi. If we go anywhere else, I will let y'all know. If we go to any other cons and stuff. But for that is our comic review for today. Everyone have a good night.